Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. A to Z Philly. Eagles post-game live show. The Birds get another scrappy one done at the link on Christmas Day. And a win has never felt so annoying, to be honest. The Birds win it 33-25. But at the end of the day, who feels happy after this win? Who's out there in joy, right? I'm sure everybody's having a great day with their families and eating good food and, spending quality time. But watching this Eagles game was like almost dying a slow, painful death. It almost felt like they were going to be done in this game. And my fault, New York. I underestimated you, okay? I underestimated you. The Eagles are up 17 at halftime. They're up 17. At one point in this game, after Tyrod Taylor, he's still in the league, comes in for Tommy DeVito, the local car salesman, the local pizzeria boy. He comes in after DeVito gets benched. He stinks too. And the Eagles go and start choking away the game. In fact, on the first play of the second half. First play. Boston Scott runs into Zacchaeus. I've never seen something like it. They both run into each other. Ball goes awry. Giants score. And they score again. Then Jalen Hurts throws a pick six because Dallas Goedert slipped on a banana peel. I mean, you can't make this up. 2-point game. Eagles end up toughing it out. Am I supposed to sit here and be happy? As long as they win, right? That's been the motto all year. As long as they win. Look, man, at the end of the day, I love this Eagles team and I want them to go back to the damn Super Bowl, okay? But the way they are playing right now, this team is one of the most infuriating. This team makes me so furious, all right? They're one of the most infuriating, frustrating, good at times, but awful at others teams that I've ever seen in my life. This team can effortlessly go down the field and punch in a touchdown. They can hand it off to DeAndre Swift and let him take the reins, and they can go right down the field and they can punch a team in the mouth like they did coming out to begin this game. But then they go and they make these stupid mistakes. And all year, as long as they win, right? As long as they win, then it finally caught up to them. Last week, they lose an absolute thriller, an embarrassing thriller, and they almost coughed one up to the New York Giants. The New York Giants are one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what else to say about this game, man. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. On a win on Christmas Day, I'm frustrated, man. Like, they're not fun to watch. They don't play a complete game in any aspect. Jalen Hurts is holding the ball way too damn long. It seems like Nick Sirianni is riding a Super Bowl high, doesn't coach these guys at all. Sure, there were better things in this game. They put together periodic stretches of runs that really helped, make a methodical offense and actually provide some substance to this team. I thought Matt Patricia did some better things, but then again, there's these third downs where the Giants are wide open. Game on the line, 4th and 7. You can't stop that. How about Reed Blankenship getting absolutely blown away by Darius Slayton? You're the last guy on the damn field. You let him just go right by you. No discipline. Seems like at times there's no heart. Even on that last play where Tyrod Taylor throws it into the end zone, I didn't see who it was. Might have been Carter or Fletch. I don't know. But whatever defensive lineman was trying to track down Taylor, he literally stopped even moving. He let Taylor throw that wide open into the end zone. Could have been a touchdown. This team has a lot to work on, man, if they want to proceed further into the playoffs. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. A to Z Philly post-game live show. Do me a favor. If you're here on a YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, share it out. And if you're on the Instagram channel, come on over to YouTube. Come on over, share out the show. This isn't going to be a long post-game show tonight. It'll be more condensed, more to the point. The Eagles have done what they've done every single week, and they got lucky to squeak by. This team doesn't show me anything exciting right now. They don't show me this element. They have gotten so far away from anything that helps them win. DeAndre Swift was the bright spot of today's game. He had 92 yards, 20 carries, and a touchdown. And he had the final drive of the game where he runs out the clock. That's the most important element, running out the clock. That's what this Eagles team did week after week after week to help them secure these tight wins. And I see somebody in the chat already saying we won. I don't care that we won. I really do not care. How can you sit out there and say, oh, well, we won? That's what we said all year long, and it bit them in the ass, and it almost did again today. They almost coughed this game up to Tyrod Taylor. All right, we need to have some honest conversations. We need to have some honest conversations about this team. Do they have the toughness? Do they have the mentality to compete? Do they have the mentality? A.J. Brown had 6 catches today. He had a couple drops, but Devontae Smith, 4 catches. Dallas Goedert, 7 catches. You look at the stat lines in this game, and you're like, damn, Britton Covey with a 54-yard punt return. The Eagles should have blown this game away. And maybe if Dallas Goedert doesn't slip on a banana peel, or Olamide Zaccheaus, doesn't go out there and run into his own guy, maybe the Philadelphia Eagles go out there and win this game by 25 points. But they didn't. They didn't. They constantly make these crucial mistakes. They constantly take you down to the wire. They make you rip your hair out. They're annoying. They're annoying to watch. Woohoo, the losing streak is over. Yay. Congrats. Guess what? You got the Cardinals and the Giants. You would love to go out here and blow these teams away and get your momentum back and go into the playoffs locked in and loaded. But people are watching this team. Who's scared of the Eagles right now? Who's afraid of this team? Who is afraid of this team? What is their identity? Because right now, and I'm not trying to overreact about 1 game or 2 games, I'm starting to get concerned about Jalen Hurts, man. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about Jalen Hurts. I believe in the kid. Hard worker, great work ethic, franchise quarterback. Looked like an absolute star last year. His decision-making has been brutal. Holding on to the ball. He's bailing on the pocket so fast. So fast, man. Bailing on the pocket almost every single play. Thought the offense was a little more creative in this one, but there was a lot of possessions, man. I think each team had like 10 or 11 possessions. Let's look at the time of possession in this game. Crucial thing was the turnovers. And again, the timely turnovers. It feels like every single week, this Eagles team makes a mistake where you're like, oh, they just can't make that play. Like that play was such an outlier. It was so bad that they can't make that play. But I feel like they make that play every single week. Eagles dominated the time of possession, but they had 2 crucial turnovers in this game. Eagles finished with 465 yards of offense. They had these a couple long drives. They had an 18-play drive, I know, in this one. They had an 11-play drive. They had a 14-play drive, which resulted in a pick 6. They put together these long drives, but again, they always make that crucial mistake. 9 plays, 50 yards, results in a field goal. 14 plays, 66 yards, results in a pick 6. 18 plays, 72 yards. You take 8-11 off the clock. Results in a field goal. You just can't play good teams like this. You can't play winning teams. Like I said, you come out of the second half and Tyrod Taylor's in for Tommy DeVito, and you let this guy absolutely run all over or throw all over your defense. You have the crucial fumble from Boston Scott. Giants score. Then the Eagles get it back. It's a 3rd and 1 at the 34. You've now seen in this game to that point that the brotherly shove has worked not once, not twice, 3 times. And you go out there and you try to run it outside with DeAndre Swift. Would they lose 4 yards on that? It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. Then you had the pick 6. Giants make it a 2-point game after converting to 2. At that point, you're sitting there saying, are they really going to do this? Are they going to spoil Christmas? Are they going to spoil Christmas? And you know what the reality is, man, is that this team has talent. That's why it's so confusing to me. This team has talent. Maybe they're a little too banged up. Maybe they're trying to rely more on talent than actual structured football, than actual fundamental football. Maybe they're just trying to rely on, oh, well, we're one of the most talented teams in the league, so we can just go out there and lollygag and do what we want, and we'll pick it up fourth quarter and solve it and figure it out. Can't do that. Jeff says it's a win, just take it. No, that's the mentality, Jeff. That is the mentality that has this team exactly where they are at right now. That is exactly the mentality that has this team playing subpar football at the biggest time of the year. When they go out there and they play awful, but they win the game and we say, let's just take the win. No, we're not just taking the win. We're not just taking the win. They have to get better. They have to get better. Sure, I'm happy they won. Yeah, I want the Eagles to break the division curse. I want them, and the Cowboys stink too. The Cowboys are putrid, okay? Cowboys blew their opportunity the last couple weeks to win that division. So yes, I would love the Eagles to go out there and break the curse and win the division again. I think they're going to. I'm looking into the playoffs, right? I don't care what happens against the Cardinals and the Giants. I'm talking about, can the Eagles go out there in a hostile environment, in a playoff environment, and win a tough game? That is what I want to see. That's what I want to see, man. They need to figure this out. Question is, how do they do it? How do they figure this out, man? You're so late into the season. You anointed a new play caller on the defensive side. Okay. We called that a panic move. It was a little more creative today on the offensive side. Like I said, there's still things that I'm struggling with. Jalen Hurts tucked it and ran a few times, took a couple big hits, but, 8 carries, 34 yards. But my biggest takeaway, and I guess the thing that we can be most happy about, is that Eagles threw the ball how many times? 38, and they ran it 35. So that, to me, I guess is something that you can be happy about, right? A balanced attack. They need to improve. They need to figure it out. And we're going to hear the same things like we do every single week. They're going to come out and say, oh, well, we'll figure it out. We'll go back, watch the tape. We'll learn from our mistakes. But it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Christmas day, and I hope you guys are doing well out there. What do you think right now? Are you confident at all in the Philadelphia Eagles? Give me your thoughts. Like I said, this would be more of a condensed post game. I'm actually getting ready to go cover the Sixers on my other channel. But give me some thoughts in the chat, man. Are you confident at all in the Philadelphia Eagles? Drop some comments, and I will read those out. Before I do that, let me give a shout out to our sponsor here of the post-game show, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. What do we say, ladies and gentlemen? Shorey says they've been in a gauntlet and kept trailing, so it's the physical toughness, not physically, but mentally. Again, they have to get it together. James says, spitting facts. Wardell says, no, if they don't get it together, forget about the Super Bowl. Deborah says, go Birds. John says they do need to get better, and maybe this will change the team, and now they will turn things around. I mean, you got to hope so. You have to hope so. Only a couple weeks left. Only a couple weeks left to get it right. To get it right, man. Yeah, I'm doing the Sixers stream right after this, man. We got a little overlap here on Christmas Day. It feels like this Eagles game went on for an absolute eternity. It feels like this Eagles game, I don't know if it was just the amount of possessions for each team. I don't know if it was the stoppages. The officials made a couple insane calls in this game. Like even early on, right? The Eagles are trying to do a brotherly shove. Jason Kelsey's fired up. Ref just steps right in and says, oh, wait, we were trying to allow a substitution. My bad. then the Eagles got it anyway. So it's like, okay, but I don't know, man. It's hard for me to come up here and talk bad about the team the whole time and then say they won, you know? Like, then I look like the bad guy for saying, oh, well, they're bad in so many ways, but they won. But at the end of the day, it's like we have to do that because we saw what happened over the last 5 weeks. We saw what happened. Eagles were 8 for 15 on third down. They were 2 for 2 on fourth down. Like every category, the Eagles played better. But again, they made 2 crucial mistakes, the pick six and the running into the guy. And that can turn a game. And guess what? You get to the playoffs, that can turn a season. Your season could be done because of 2 boneheaded plays like that. Thought Britton Covey had a good game. Actually caught a pass. How about Grant Calcaterra, ladies and gentlemen? Catching a couple passes out there. I thought Patricia threw a few different things at the Giants, but nothing out of the ordinary. There was a couple times where Reddick was able to get off his guy. Eagles still are not generating nearly enough pressure. And last drive as well, Hassan Reddick gets a roughing the passer. Like you just can't do those things in inopportune times. And then the 4th and 7, I don't know how you give that up. Like one play, game on the line, even last week, right? You let Drew Lock go 92 yards. That can't happen against good teams. James says, I think if Slay was on the field tonight, it would have been a different outlook for the defense. Cool says, I wish we had CJ Gardner-Johnson. New York's beating the Eagles in New York. Lucky win today, says Robert. Our secondary's been the worst in a while. Not having CJ hurts us. Kevin says, I'm glad the Eagles won. I don't know what happened, but it goes back to the bye week. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been going on for a while. We said it was toughness at first, but they just they don't improve on those mistakes. They continue to get better. Some of these defenders, man, I know they're backups. I know they're fill-ins, but they look absolutely lost, man. They look lost. Ryan says holding down in the pocket, timing, possession, and long drives to figure something out on Jalen Hurts. They got to figure it out on third down, man. They have to figure it out. Today they were decent, but I just don't understand some of the play calling, the philosophy. Why don't they get Swift involved like he was on the final drive early in the game every single week? DeAndre Swift can literally extend the drive. And you have Jalen Hurts out here trying to be superhero, and he's just not it right now. He's not that guy right now. I'm not going to say I'm overly concerned, but I'm a little concerned with the decision making. So that's really all I got on this Eagles game, man. I don't know what else to say. They won. I'm happy they won, but I'm annoyed. And that's how I feel. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, they won, so let's just forget everything again. Because that's what we did before. And you saw what happened. George says 50% of the Eagle wins have been ugly this year. Exactly. It feels like every week we're saying this. Every week. You got to come out next week and blow the brakes off of Jonathan Gannon. You let Gannon come out here and beat you next week, I don't know what to say. And then what? Last week of the season? You're going to lose that game? You better win these last 2. You better wrap up that division because the Cowboys stink. But if you give them one more chance, they're going to come back and take that division. They need to finish better. They need to lock in. I need to see more toughness, more emotion. Like I said, Jason Kelce was screaming on that first brotherly shove. Jalen Hurts even had a run in this game where he gets up and he's bumping into guys. Where did that energy go? How come when this Eagles team makes a mistake, it's like everything just crumples over, you know? I don't know, man. They need to fix it. They need to figure it out. Mark says they outgained them by 200 yards and it was a 1-score game. That's what I'm saying, man. Things don't add up. You look at the box score, but then you watch the game and it's like you're just annoyed. I don't know if I've ever been this annoyed on a Christmas win. But anyway, man, that's really all I got. Give me your final thoughts in the chat and then we'll close this one down. If you guys want to go watch the Sixers, I'll be doing that over on my channel on Philly Take with RB. What else can I take away? Special teams is good. Britton Covey might go to the Pro Bowl. He's been one of the best, even though he did have a suspect play later in the game. And you know I like Boston Scott, but DeAndre Swift, Merry Swiftmas. How about that? Merry Swiftmas. Merry Swiftmas, okay? Because I love Boston Scott, okay? But DeAndre Swift may be the new Giants killer. And the way he ran out that game on the final possession, that's what the Eagles need. Jake Elliott is automatic. He's definitely going to the Pro Bowl. One of the best in the league. Giants stink. Cowboys stink. And right now the Eagles stink. We'll see who stinks most and who ends up winning the division. Appreciate everybody being here. Pat says, got jumped by 8 people and didn't miss the birds. Pat, hope all is good, man. But shout out to you, man. That's dedication right there. He didn't miss a stinker. He didn't miss an ugly win by the birds. It was probably a good thing Eagles fans started booing. In fact, Wendy, Eagles fans started chanting run the ball, apparently. And what did they do? They ran the ball. They started running the ball. And guess what? They started having success. So we'll see what happened, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. A to Z Philly post-game show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And hope you all have a great rest of your holiday. I will catch you all